Hey, this is Dan Terrell with your market update. Today we're at Mankato Brewery in Lower North Mankato. Lower North Mankato is quite the hotspot in today's market. There's only 20 homes for sale right now, so we're very low on inventory. We would love to get some more listed, so if you think about listing, I would love to talk to you. Today we're at Mankato Brewery, where it's a hotspot, has a great atmosphere. They're making a lot of great beers. Tim Tooby's going to go over some of the beers that they make here, so come on inside and we'll listen to what he has to say. Okay, so here we're with Tim Tooby. He's the founder of Mankato Brewery. They got started in 2010, and I was hoping he could tell us why they got started.
Yeah, so brewing in a lot of towns back in the days prior to Prohibition or even soon after, a lot of the small towns had breweries, and over the years they lost that. So we want to bring back brewing back to the Mankato area. We have a lot of great breweries in our state. Shell's is a close one, but nothing in the Mankato area. So we felt that it's a great thing to bring a great product such as beer and have it consumed here and also exported throughout the region. So one of the things I'll kind of just talk about a little bit on the beers. So I've got 4 beers here today that we'll talk about. These are year-round beers that we have. We have our Cato Lager, Organ Grinder, our Amber Ale, Mad Butcher, which is an IPA, and then Crooked Rook, which is our porter. So the Cato Lager is a German Helles lager. It's a nice light style, 5.5% alcohol. The Helles lager was Germany's response to the Czech Pilsner. So this is really where that beer kind of came from. Really nice, crisp, well filtered, very balanced. It's kind of that go-to beer, and we sell a lot of this one. So
now with those, so somebody's used to drinking Budweiser, Bud Light, something like this. That's a great entry level beer for kind of.
Yep, any of the lagers are lighter style. So those people, we kind of call these first 2 kind of gateway beers. The Cato Lager, like you said, if you're used to drinking American domestic light lagers, it's going to have a lot more flavor than that, but it's something that's not going to challenge your palate that you might sometimes get with like an IPA or something. So the other one we have is our Organ Grinder, which is our Amber Ale. This one is it's inspired by a Vienna lager, so it's a Vienna base on the malt, but it is an ale yeast that we use on this beer. It's got some nice residual sweetness, but it still finishes drier. 5.8% alcohol in this one. This was one of our first big beers that we started doing that really allowed the brewery to grow, and we sell a ton of this beer. So it's a really good, again, go-to beer. Bitterness is on the lower side, but you still get some nice malty and also hoppy and bitter character that comes through in this one. So again, a very good one too. And then the IPA-wise, we do have Haymakers, one IPA. This one is our Mad Butcher, and the Mad Butcher is a Citra dry hop IPA. So basically, through the fermentation process, when we dry hop it with the Citra hops, you just get more of that grapefruit, melon type flavors that come through. Extremely popular. We did it last summer, and about 6.5% alcohol, and then we brought it back again this last February. Originally planned was a limited release, but we're going to continue to keep making this beer because we're able to get more of the hops. So cheers again.
And I had this for the first time last week. If you're an IPA drinker, this is one of the best IPAs I've ever had. So I thought I'd throw it out there. I would definitely go look this one up.
Yeah, the Mad Butcher. And the Mad Butcher, Jacob is our head brewer, and it's in honor of his dad. So a year ago in February, his dad passed away. And so this is a beer that he would hope that he could brew and drink with his dad for one last drink. And that's where we just did it one time, and it went over so successful. We just said we got to figure out how to get more hops to keep brewing that beer. The other one is porter. So we did this one last winter. We knew we wanted to bring it back again. It's called Crooked Rook. It's technically a robust porter by style. It's got a nice roasted, toasted malt to it, a little coffee kind of complexity that comes through in the malt. But a really popular beer. We also do this one on nitro. So, and this is year round, and what we find is porters in summer aren't like the hugest beer, but it's nice to have a dark beer like this in your portfolio for those that like that, something that they can go to. So this is Crooked Rook, our porter, extremely popular also. Again, nitro options too.
That's one of the first porters that I drank, and it was very, very good. For people watching, can you explain what gives a beer its color?
So when you're roasting the barley, the seeds that you start with that barley seed, very much like coffee beans. So they run it through a kiln and they roast them, and the lighter roast to darker roast, and so the kiln actually, as it roasts it, it almost gives it that burnt flavor, which can make it seem like it tastes like coffee. In most cases, there's not coffee that's added to it. So that's what's really happening, is that roasting after the malting gives it the color and flavor from the malt. Hops will give you bitterness and then also flavor and aroma. So the more you boil it in the brewing process, the more you're going to get on a bitterness from those hops. And some hops provide a better bittering flavor, and some provide a better aroma flavor. Like I talked about the Mad Butcher with those Citra hops, those are more of a later addition for flavor and aroma. And I kind of bundle flavor and aroma together, and most people do, because 80% of what you taste is what you smell. So the aroma, as you bring that glass to your face and you're ready to drink it, what you smell depicts a lot about what you taste. So it's very important to actually, if your beer comes in a bottle or a can, make sure you pour it into a glass, because you really want it to open up and get some carbonation going and actually smell it while you're drinking it also. So, and then the brewing process, Alex is back there brewing right now. He's actually brewing Mad Butcher right now. And so our brew house is a 15-barrel brew house, and then we have 30-barrel fermenters. So it takes 2 brews, and that's our total. Both brews about a 10-hour process to get them in there. And then the next question is, how long does it sit in the fermenter? Depending on the beer, anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 or plus weeks. Certain beers will take longer in fermentation than others.
So is it a higher alcohol, or?
The higher the alcohol, lagers, like the Keto Lager, just because the aging, cellaring process, and also IPAs tend to be a higher alcohol, but also part of it is that they are dry hops. So when you add those hops to it, you want to make sure that there's contact with the beer before you remove the hops, so that flavor is actually really carried through and transfers into the beer.
Okay. And I've noticed since I first came here a few years ago, you've expanded the tap room. When exactly did it create this tap room?
Well,
a pan over there kind of show.
So we expanded the tap room in August is when we finished that part up. We've gone through many versions of kind of changing like seating where people could sit. So really all we want to do is increase the space where people could sit, relax, and hang out. So that's what we did over here, is create a space environment for them to really feel that we're welcoming them in, not just get a growler, maybe one pint and leave. They can actually hang out for a while and relax. But we close early. We're open 4 to 9 on weekdays, Saturdays noon to 9, and Sundays noon to 6. So we try to be done early, just so in the community that allows them people want to go out, go to other bars and restaurants, check out our beer somewhere else, grab dinner somewhere. Some people do get food delivered here, but reality is most of the time they're just here to stop in for a couple beers and then they leave too. So
yeah. So if you're in the area and you want to check out Mankato Brewery, we're right here on the north part of Center Street. What's the exact address?
1119 Center Street. We say 3 blocks off of 169. So
okay, awesome. So come down here, have a drink. We got some great beers. If you're in the housing market, you want to give me a call. My number is 507-995-7125. Thanks.